Hi guys, welcome back to Glow and Tell. Today we are doing my very first ever seasonal podcast. I decided that I want to do one of these for every season going forward. At least one, like there might be more, but I kind of just feel like throwing in one podcast per season that is specifically about the season, like ultimate ways to romanticize it, things to do, things to bake, cook, eat. I did a video sort of in a similar format on this type of topic in the fall on my YouTube channel, and I really loved it. I think it was an amazing video. Like I put a lot into it. Honestly, that video took me an exorbitant amount of time to film, edit, like everything. It was extremely time consuming. It did end up doing really well on my channel and people really seemed to like it. So that was good, but it was so much work. And after filming it, I kind of felt like now that I have a podcast going forward, this format of a video, I think would do really well in podcast format as well. Today, we are talking all about winter, exactly how to romanticize winter, bucket list items for your winter, winter essentials, winter skincare, how to keep your mood up in the winter, everything related to winter. Really just how to make the most out of it and have the best time ever in the winter. It's really starting to feel like winter here. I keep seeing TikToks of people having a lot of snow in Pennsylvania and New York, and I live, sort of near those states, I guess. Like usually the weather that those states get is similar to the weather that we would get here in Michigan, but we really haven't had much snow at all. It's only snowed 2 times and neither time it really accumulated. So I just found that kind of interesting and sort of sad because I feel like at this point I'm ready for full on winter, but we're going to make the most of it. Today, the day that I'm filming this, it is December 1st. I am actually really, really excited. Just in case you watch my other content and you want like a little insight into my life and a sneak peek of the content to come, this is for you. If not, I'm sorry. But I get so excited at this time of year because the new year just excites me so much. And I just spent like a few hours planning out my New Year's content and I'm so excited. And I just feel like the creativity, like the creative juices are flowing because I decided I'm going to do a little 3-part series for New Year's. Last year I did like a 2-part series. This year it's going to be 3. I will for sure make a podcast episode about the new year as well. I feel like that could be something great too, but I've been planning that, so I'm really excited. And I also have a trip coming up this month, which I'm so looking forward to. I'm actually going to Utah, which again, if you're listening here, you get the first look because I did not say that on my main YouTube channel yet. I actually posted a poll and I said like, where do you think I'm going for my ski trip? The vast majority said Colorado, and I think Utah had the least amount of votes, but that's where I'm actually going. So there's a little surprise. We're going to Park City and like the Salt Lake City area. So we're going to be doing skiing. I'm going with my boyfriend. We have the cutest Airbnb ever. I'm so excited. It's going to be adorable. I'm going to film a super cute ski trip vlog. I've been kind of ordering a few cute new things for my ski attire, and I actually just ordered new ski boots as well, but I've also just been ordering like new cute wintry items to wear. So I can't wait. I feel like it's going to be so nice, so much fun, and I can't wait to make a really cute little vlog out of it too. We also just put up our Christmas tree this morning, so that was really exciting. So overall, the gist of what I'm trying to say is I'm looking forward to this month because I think December's really fun. I'm excited about my trip. I'm excited for Christmas. I think that getting people gifts is so much fun. I can't wait. I've already been ordering a bunch of things for people and I just cannot wait to wrap them, to give them to them. And I'm also excited because we are in the last month of the year. So it's really settling in, I guess, the new chapter that we're going into. I'm really thinking about it. I already have been actually making my 2025 New Year's resolutions, and this isn't the New Year's podcast, but we're just gonna touch on it because it does kind of tie in. I've been really working on my goals and thinking about what I want the next year to be like, because I remember last year I was in honestly quite a different place in a good way. Like I feel like I'm really happy with the progress I've made this year. I'm really excited to talk about the things I've learned and teach you some new things in the New Year's content. But in general, I just have a good feeling. I feel like in my mind, as we approach the end of the year, it's a very optimistic time. It is a struggle for me and for many others. The fact that it gets dark so early, the fact that it's so cold, and it's just a little bit more depressing all around. But I think at the same time, something about it feels very optimistic, and I get really excited at the prospect of having an opportunity to do a lot of new things with my life and to just make progress. So we are talking all about winter in this episode. For me, it's definitely the season that I struggle with the most. I can definitely romanticize it, and same with fall. Like, although it might appear like I love fall, which I do really like fall, it doesn't compare to the way that I feel in the summer and the spring. You know what I mean? Like I just feel radiant and glowing in the summer and spring. Like I'm just in my ultimate best state. I feel so happy. I feel like I'm glowing, and I do make the most of fall and winter, and I love so many things about them, but I struggle with them. It's difficult. Like I said, I think it's mostly the fact that it's darker outside. The sun, especially here, I actually noticed that when my boyfriend and I went to Colorado 2 years ago, every day we were there for the like 10-day period we were there or whatever, it was sunny. It was freezing cold because we were in Colorado in the mountains in December, but it was literally sunny every day. And I couldn't even fathom that because here it's cloudy every day. And that's what really does it. You know, if it's sunny outside, but it's cold, like if it's cold but sunny, you can still get geared up and go out there in the cold. But here it's not even like it's stormy and cloudy or it's like snowing, like sometimes it is, but the majority of the time the sky is just white. It's literally just gray white. You look outside and everything just blends into itself. Like it just looks so blah. It's just not fun. It's not pretty. And something about that, waking up and it just being dark and gray and white outside, especially when there's not even snow. I know I can struggle with this. I'm sure some of you can as well. So the purpose of today's episode is to just give you some fun ideas for things you can do. And even if you don't dread the winter, I know I see some people comment, they're like, I literally love the winter. I feel seasonal depression in the summer, which to me, that kind of blows my mind, but you know, to each their own. To start out, I actually just made an entire video. I think it's going to be posted today about winter self-care. So if you'd like, you know, a visual format of me talking about and like doing all of these things, you can go check that out on my main channel. But I want to talk a little bit about winter self-care because I feel like that's one of the easiest ways we can support ourselves throughout the winter and just make ourselves feel good and cozy. So some of my favorite winter self-care practices are first lighting candles. This is such a simple thing you can do, and they don't have to be scented candles. You can get like beeswax natural candles or even, you know, essential oil candles and just put them around your space, around your house. I find this to be so impactful, especially when I wake up in the morning and it's dark, like the sun's just not out. If I just quickly light some candles, even as I'm just brushing my teeth in the bathroom, as I'm making my breakfast downstairs, it is such a small thing, such a small change. It takes 2 seconds to do, but I feel so comforted by it. It's so cozy to me. Like it's such a small thing to do that takes 1 second, but I feel such a big difference when I do that compared to when I don't. You can get a huge pack of tea light candles that are really inexpensive. This does not have to be anything crazy. And like I said, you don't need to get a bunch of scented candles because sometimes the scents are too much for me, but oftentimes just unscented candles, beeswax, maybe like soy candles, they really uplift a space and make things so much more cozy and warm, especially with all the blue light outside. I feel like in the winter it's very blue and cool out. So by bringing some warmth into your space that way, it makes such a big change. In addition to that, I will say the other two kind of things related to this would be lamps. Like the power of lamps, do not underestimate it. And your fireplace. Like if you have a fireplace in your house, get that thing going in the winter. There is something about the vibe of the fireplace. I feel like in my mind, I'm like, oh, I need to turn this on only, you know, only during like a special occasion. I don't even know, but it's not the case. In the same way that I like lighting candles, turning on the fireplace in the morning or just as I'm working or as I'm watching a cozy movie at night, it's just a small thing that makes everything feel so much better. Additionally, we put up some Christmas lights in our house. Like I know lots of people put them up outside of their house, but we put a lot of Christmas lights up inside. We put them around the windows, around the sliding door frame. So that way they feel so cozy. We turn them on every day. I've been absolutely loving having them in there and just turning them on every day. And honestly, I think that I don't even want to take them down once Christmas is over. Like we might take the Christmas tree down, of course, but I honestly want to keep those lights up until maybe March because they make such a big difference. They make me feel so much happier. So if you can do a little something with some cozy lamps, maybe go to the thrift store. They always have cute vintagey ones. Just find some, curate a little collection of them. And over time, having little warm lighting around your home will make you feel so much better. Along with that, I think as we're just embracing the coziness, a good cozy blanket and some cozy pillows. I got this blanket recently. It's from the brand Bedsure. I think it's called a bubble faux fur blanket. So instead of just being smooth faux fur, it's got like a bubble pattern in it. Something about that blanket, every time I look at my bed, I just want to dive into it. I think in general, just having really comfy, fluffy, fuzzy blankets for when you go to sleep, for when you're watching a movie on the couch, and like cozy pillows as well. It's something else that just makes your inside space so inviting because if it's, you know, winter, it's cold outside, we don't really want to be out there. You want to make your inside space and your home so cozy and inviting and warm and comforting that you don't even want to leave it and that you're so happy to spend time there. I think that's ultimately what we're doing here. Next thing is having cute, comfy clothing. For me, I really love wearing knitwear in the fall and winter. So if I wake up in the morning, rather than just throwing throwing on a hoodie and sweatpants, which I do still love wearing that. But to take it up a step, I might throw on a little knit sweater and some knit pants. I've actually been building my collection of this, and this is not to say you need to spend a bunch of money to do this, but I've been also really trying to make an effort to buy cotton sweaters as much as I possibly can. I've been trying to phase polyester out of my closet a bit so that they last much longer. And actually, Brandy Melville is one of the only places that has really good cotton sweaters that are like 100% cotton, and they're actually pretty inexpensive. That's really random. But additionally, I have some knit sets from Addicted and from White Fox that I've been really going to lately. Every time I post in those outfits on my Instagram story, I've had so many people ask me where my knit pants from White Fox are and my knit set from Addicted. So both of those things really amazing. I've been going back to them over and over, and I actually find lots of good sweaters at TJ Maxx. So overall, I just feel like that makes me feel a little bit cuter when I put it on in the morning. It makes me feel like I'm embracing the weather, and it's kind of the same premise as the way that they say, you know, get ready even if you aren't going anywhere. It makes you feel put together, and it immediately makes you feel like you kind of want to do something rather than just laying in bed all day, because that might be something that we feel tempted to do during the winter, like especially if we have such a cozy space. But if you get dressed and put on a cute little set, you might be more compelled to want to do something with your day. And also, I think as we're kind of battling a little bit of seasonal depression potentially, this can be another way to just boost your confidence a little bit. Next up, this is another thing that I've been indulging in lately, and that is long pajama sets. I just got my first pajama set from Victoria's Secret, and it is beautiful. It is truly beautiful. I put it on and I feel like a princess because it's pink and satin. The other thing is when I wake up in the morning and I'm in my cute little pajama set, I feel so cute and put together already. It's just another little way to kind of, I guess, boost your confidence, feel like you're embracing the season a little bit, and honestly just feel a little bit cuter and more put together. So I've been loving long pajama sets lately. I used to think that it was such a waste to actually buy pajama sets or just buy pajamas in general. Like I was like, okay, I could just sleep in a t-shirt or whatever, but it does make a difference. Like when you put that on and you're doing your night routine, you feel so cute. Like you genuinely feel so cute, and it feels so nice to sleep in. You can get some really nice cotton ones or nice flannel ones, and it's just a little upgrade that you could make to your life. And along with all this cozy attire, robes and slippers, I think that having one really good, super cozy robe is really essential in the winter, because every time I wake up in the morning in the winter, it's absolutely freezing cold. And we set our nighttime temperature in the winter as we do in the summer. Like, you know, we don't really change the temperature, but in the winter, it feels so much colder. I think that's because our house honestly doesn't have that great of like insulation or something. Maybe like the window seals aren't the best. I don't really know. But to me, it feels like, it says that it's 67 or 68. It feels absolutely freezing some days, and it's so hard to get out of bed. So if that's a struggle that you have as well, I find that getting a nice comfy robe and putting it right by your bed and some slippers as well makes it so much easier to get out of bed, because you can literally just grab it, slip it on while you're still kind of under the covers, and then get out of bed. And it just makes that transition so nice. And it's also just something else that's really comfy and cozy. They always have some really nice ones at TJ Maxx. If you want to get a really nice one and like really treat yourself, you could get a Jerv Avenue robe. I want one, but they are like $120 or something like that. And yeah, that does feel a little bit difficult to justify for me, but maybe as like a Christmas gift, or if you just want to treat yourself. They also have really nice fuzzy ones at Victoria's Secret. Overall, I think it's something that will really last you. You can throw it on after a nice bath or shower as well. Same with the slippers. I actually just saw this really cute pair of slippers from Altered State. They're like a cream color and they have pink bows on the top of them. I saw them the other day online, and I have been wanting a new pair of slippers and not able to find one I really liked. Those ones are so cute because the bow isn't just like drawn on or, you know, embroidered on. It's like a three-dimensional bow. You know what I mean? I love them, and I think I'm about to go order those next. And the last really good self-care ritual I find for the winter is taking baths. There's nothing better than a nice warm bath when it's freezing cold outside, and there are so many ways to level up your bath experience. Some of my favorite things to add to a bath to make it just so amazing are Epsom salts, like magnesium salts. Additionally, I love bubble bath. I often use the ones from the brand Honest, like the Honest company, because they're meant for babies. They're very gentle and the ingredients are clean, which I really like. So I always love using the lavender one. The other Another thing that I really like doing for a bath, especially when I want it to be extra detoxifying, is pouring in a little bit of bentonite clay. I use the one from the Heritage store, but this is the stuff that you can use to make a face mask, like to make that Aztec clay face mask, but you can also put it in your bath. I just dump a little bit of that in and I'm kind of in like a mud soak. I also love using a bath tray, bringing a bath tray into the bath and then putting a little book on there so I can relax. Definitely adding in some candles as well. And my favorite thing to do is put a few drops of essential oil in the bath as well. I love using lavender. I would be careful with the essential oil you pick. Like lavender is definitely a safe bet, but ones you would definitely not want to do are peppermint oil or like rosemary oil, any kind of minty oils. Do not put them in the bath. You will regret it. I know from experience. Just make sure that you research if it's good to put that one in a bath before you do it. You might be safe to do something like rose oil or like vanilla oil, but just be warned and be careful about that. And I also love just bringing in my little container of crystals into the bath. Next, we're going to talk about like skincare and body care rituals and regimens for the winter time so that you don't have tons of eczema, dry patches, dry skin, and just like a flaky red face. Like we want to keep our skin nice and hydrated in the winter. So the first thing you can do is take oatmeal bath. You can take oats and put them in like a little cheesecloth type of thing and actually put it over top of the faucet so that they don't come out of the cloth, but like the water runs through it, if you know what I mean. That can be so nice for your skin. It can just be really calming, especially if you do have like eczema. But the other great thing to do really at any time of year is use a dry brush. Dry brushes are little brushes. I use one from Eco Tools. You use them before you go into the shower or bath. You should do it a few times a week. I think they recommend like 2 to 3 times a week. They are basically designed to help your lymphatic system do its job better. So when we're using a dry brush, you start at the bottom of your body, like you start with your legs and you go from the bottom up in long strokes. And then like you go down your arms. They have charts online for how you should do this, but in addition to helping your body detoxify better, it also helps your skin. Like it exfoliates your skin because you're physically exfoliating and brushing off dead skin. This is especially great for, if you have dry elbows or knees. It just keeps your body feeling so good. After the dry brush, I would get into the shower and use a sugar scrub. There are so many sugar scrubs that I love. The Tree Hut ones are really great, but one that I've been using lately and actually really, really loving as well is this brand called Pacha Soaps. I found them at this health food store near where I live, and they're a natural, like more clean brand, so that's really nice. But they're called these soap scrubs, so it actually has soap and a scrub together. So as you're massaging it into your skin, it's like lathering up like soap, but it's also exfoliating. It's such a cool thing. It's such a cool texture. I've specifically been using I think it's like the coconut and papaya one. It's the orange one, but they do have other scents as well. I really love it. It makes my skin feel so amazing, and I do that as like my second body cleanse. Like if I do, a body wash once and then I do the scrub, it's also washing my body because it's soap. For keeping my skin hydrated after the shower, I first go in with a body lotion, or if you want extra hydration, you can use a body butter. There are Tree Hut ones. I also have one from, I think it's called like Desert Essence. I have a coconut one from there, and a body oil. Body oils are like a game changer, especially before you're going to bed. If you want to almost just slug your body in oil or in like shea butter, and just you will wake up feeling like a newborn baby. One of my favorite body oils is from the brand Jason. It's called the Vitamin E Skin Oil. Not just the Vitamin E oil, but there's a Vitamin E Skin Oil, so it's a blend of oils. And I also really love the Alba Botanica Hawaiian body oil. Both of those are amazing, and I put my body lotion on and then the oil on top. You can also get a foot cream. I have one from Burt's Bees, and sometimes I'll put that on and then put on a thick pair of socks and just make my feet super, super smooth. And then for the face, there are 3 products that I would recommend for like really keeping your skin moisturized. First is from the brand Aven or Avene. It's a French brand. I think the product is called Cicalfat or something. It looks kind of weird, but it's this cream balm. You can kind of put it on top of your moisturizer to lock in the hydration in your skin, or you can put it on by itself. And then the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast, which is like the same type of thing. And then there's also the slugging cream from the brand FutureWise. So all 3 of those things will keep your skin so moisturized. And then I think another great fun thing to do in the winter, or a fun way to kind of indulge in self-care, is to just like get some fun lip balms and lip treatments. This can be a time where your lips get super dry, so I think it's fun to not only experiment with cute little lip balms balms like the Glossier seasonal balms. There are some from Rhode, the Ole Henriksen ones, but it's also a great way to just nourish your skin. And I think some other great self-care activities are using red light therapy. You could either use like a red light mask, or they have red light therapy machines. If you're struggling with seasonal depression, it's something that's actually often recommended. And now for some fun activities to do in the winter time. The first thing is going on winter walks. I know that I can definitely feel like I don't really want to go for a walk if it's cold outside, if it's gross outside. Also, it's often true that the prospect of having to bundle up and put on a bunch of clothing is just unappealing to me, and it deters me from wanting to go for a walk. But I think that it's really great to get out there. It's great to keep your body moving, and it will help your mood, your energy levels, your physical fitness. So I think that romanticizing winter walks in whatever way you want to, whether that's listening to music, wearing a super cute outfit, going and taking some wintry pictures, like whatever it is, I think that's amazing. Especially if there's like a snow day outside, it's snowing, get some furry little boots on, a little warm coat, like put on some earmuffs and go out there. Literally romanticize the whole process. And next is cozy movies. Oh my gosh, there are so many great wintry movies. There are tons of Christmas movies, clearly, but just lots of wintry movies that just make you feel cozy. One of my favorite things to do in the winter time is to just watch movies. Like I love having movie nights with my family, and we all just pile onto the couch, have the fireplace going, the Christmas trees lit up, and we watch movies. Even after the Christmas time though, this is such a great thing because it gets dark so early that like putting on a nice little movie just makes sense. Also decorating your home for the season. So this could be decorating for Christmas, making it a cute little family activity, and also decorating for like February. You can decorate with heart Valentine's Day decorations. You can do like St. Patrick's Day decorating if you want. I think that it makes your home feel so much more inviting, and it's just a fun crafty activity to do. I also just love making crafts, like because it's about to be Christmas time. I think one of my favorite things, especially in the winter, is just making paper snowflakes. It's so simple. There are so many templates online, or like ideas of things you can make your snowflake, like ideas of designs for the snowflake, or you can just get a pair of scissors and a piece of paper and like go to your heart's content. But it's so simple, it's so inexpensive, and such an easy, fun craft to do in the winter. Next is cooking cozy meals. I think this is one of my favorite things about the winter. I love eating cold, fresh foods in the summer, but in the winter, I really do crave those hearty, cozy meals. Some of my favorites are chili. There's this like 3-bean chili recipe that I love to make, and it's vegan. Sometimes I make a little cashew sour cream for it. It's so nice, and it's also great because you spend some time cooking it, and then it's like in your fridge for a few days, and you don't have to cook again. Also, soups, a classic. You could make a nice little chicken noodle soup. I love making a veggie soup, like a minestrone, or there's like this kale, white bean, and potato soup that's so good. But my other favorite thing that I really don't make often enough for how much I love it is little chicken pot pies, but I make like veggie pot pies. They're so cute. You can make shepherd's pie with the mashed potatoes on top. You can make little individual like pot pies in ramekins. Like how cute would that be? I honestly want to make this for Christmas or something because I just feel like it's such a cozy dish. Like it's the most amazing thing ever. If you've never tried a pot pie or you've never made one, I really urge you to do so. And baking, of course. I think some of the best seasonal recipes are cinnamon rolls. You could try making them from scratch. Also, Christmas cookies, of course. You could do sugar cookies, little thumbprint cookies with the jam. So good. Or even better yet, have a whole like Christmas cookie or cookie making day. You could just make a bunch of different cookies. Like my family does this every year. You could also do a little cookie decorating thing, like make it an event where you have plain sugar cookies and you ice and decorate them with cute designs. And reading. Read a cozy book. Curl up on the couch with your blankets, your pillows, and just get a good book. I think it's even more fun to like have a little day at the bookstore. It's another great activity for the winter because it's inside. And find some good books. Just peruse the aisles. I did this with my boyfriend the other day, and it never fails to amaze me how many books there are and how many books there are that I want to read. Like every single one I'm just so enthralled by, and there's so many that I wanted to get. So if you want to read more, this is also a great way to incorporate that more into your days. But they have some really cute wintry books as well. Like you could pick up a cute little romance book if that's what you're into. Watch the snow fall outside, get a nice little cup of tea. It's perfect. And now we're kind of gonna rapid fire go through my bucket list items. These are specifically things that I think would be great for you to do, or things that I specifically want to do this year. First, go skiing or snowboarding. To be honest, skiing and snowboarding can be an expensive sport. Like I started doing it 3 years ago for the first time, and you really do get surprised by how much everything costs. So I'm not saying this is cheap or accessible to everyone, but if it is to you, if the opportunity pops adds up. Like, it doesn't have to be expensive, and you can rent equipment and stuff, or you can just invest in it over time if it's something you really want to try. But it's so much fun. You know, maybe one day, like if you have friends who usually go and one day they invite you to go and you're like, oh my gosh, no, that's crazy. Maybe consider it. Like, try it out if you've never done it before. And along with that, go ice skating. I think doing this at least once a year is ideal. Building a gingerbread house. I actually just bought one last night and I'm totally gonna film a little vlog where we put it together. Go to Christmas markets, go see Christmas lights. You could even do one of the little drive-through Christmas lights where you literally just stay in your car and like drive through a light show. That looks amazing. You can even like bring your dog to those and have them see it too. Get some holiday drinks, especially from local cafes if you have the opportunity. Last night, my boyfriend and I went to this cute little cafe and he got like a gingerbread latte and I got an oat milk hot chocolate, and they were amazing. And we looked at Christmas lights. Like, it was the most perfect thing. Bake gingerbread cookies or sugar cookies. Watch holiday movies. My favorite movies are always Elf, The Holiday, Love Actually. Like, those are always amazing. I'm watching The Family Stone right now. I've never seen that one before, but I also just watched a few new ones that they had on Netflix. I think it was called like The Little Secret or something, the new one with Lindsay Lohan. And I also watched Meet Me Next Christmas and Hot Frosty on Netflix. Those were all new ones. They're pretty good. They are kind of like the cornier type, but sometimes that still is fun to watch. Go Christmas shopping, build a snowman. Okay, this is something I feel like we just stopped doing as we grow up, but it's so much fun. Like, the next time that there's a snow day, I'm definitely going out and playing in the snow and building a snowman. Have a winter photo shoot. This is so fun, and there are so many great inspo pictures on Pinterest. Like, you could get little fuzzy earmuffs, a fuzzy hat, fur coat, faux fur coat, or a thrifted fur coat. Also, go sledding. You can literally find a random hill like somewhere near your house and just bring a sled. Like, I've done this so many times, especially as I was growing up, and it's a lot of fun. And potentially plan a winter trip if you are able to, or if you have the ability, even just like a little day trip, as well as make a Christmas playlist with all of your favorite Christmas songs. And lastly, host a dinner party or any type of party. It could be like a Christmas decorating party or like a cookie making party or a gingerbread house making party. So much fun. You could really take the opportunity to go all out with it, make little invitations, make a playlist, make some little mocktails, like do so many fun things with it. It just would be a great time for everyone. Next, we're going to talk about some immunity boosting tips, because I think one of my least favorite things actually, and honestly a huge source of anxiety for me about the winter time, is the fact that I know that it's a time when people typically get sick. Like, it makes me nervous. So I like to have a little repertoire of immunity boosting things on hand, and I'm going to share those with you. First is teas. I have quite a little collection of immunity teas. I have some that are turmeric teas, which are great for, you know, anti-inflammatory purposes, and also some with echinacea. I personally love the brand Puka. Okay, I thought it was called Puka, but I think it's pronounced Pucka. It's Pukka. I love that brand. They have so many great ones. And also, I really love like traditional medicinals. All of those organic immunity teas, herbal teas are my favorite, and I love just drinking them like once a day to keep my immunity boosted throughout those months. Also, I really love doing lemon water in the morning. Lemons naturally have a lot of vitamin C, so when you drink lemon water, you're boosting your vitamin C. Additionally, soups and broth. I'm vegetarian, so I don't eat bone broth, but bone broth is great for immunity purposes and for your health in general. So if you aren't vegetarian or vegan, you could choose to do that. But also, just soups packed with vegetables and fiber are amazing for you in general. And again, red light therapy, as I just mentioned, this is great for your, you know, mental health, but also your physical health, your circadian rhythm, your sleep, and just staying active. I have been working out every day, and I plan to continue to do that into the winter and the new year. Make movement a priority, because when you move and you let your body do what it needs to do, not only are you sweating, which is one of your body's natural ways of detoxifying, but you're keeping your body healthy. You're improving your bone density and your muscle mass. It's very important. Honestly, there isn't anything more important than that. You could find ways to kind of move more slowly, like Pilates or maybe yoga, but still something that's going to get your heart rate up and get you kind of sweating a little bit. And this could also be taking vitamins, especially if you are deficient in certain things. If you get your blood tested and figure out, you know, what those things are, that could be supplementing with foods to help bridge that gap, and also taking vitamins, whether that's immune gummies. I've been taking omega-3 gummies. They're like flaxseed ones because vegetarians are often low in omega-3s, and I actually was when I got my blood tests back. So I make sure to supplement with anything that I'm potentially deficient in and just make sure that I'm up on everything, as well as vitamin D, because I'm not getting much sunlight at all. We're gonna wrap up today's episode with just a little bit of motivation for the winter in case you need it. Although winter can be a really difficult time, a kind of depressing time, a little bit of a dark and cold time where it's physically uncomfortable to go outside, I love to reframe winter as a time for me to work towards my goals. I do feel really excited at the thought of the new year, as I mentioned, because even though you don't need to wait for the start of a new year to make changes to your life and to start doing things differently and start working towards your goals, it's a great time to do it anyways. Like it's a great excuse to do it, you know? And I think it just feels like a little bit of a fresh start. And I love that. It's really exciting for me to think about what I could possibly do in this next year, what new things I could bring into my life. So I really think that framing it in that way is good for us. Like if you can just think about what can I do during the winter, even if you're watching this like after New Year's and whatever. And I know that winter isn't during like December and the holidays for everyone. I've said this before, but I think of each season has a different energy about it, like a different air about it. And there are different things that serve you best in each season. So winter is like the time for reflection, for winding down, being a little bit slower and maybe more intentional in your living, in your movements. We've been talking about all the different ways to do that in this episode. So I love to think of winter as a time for me to just do my work, like to get myself ahead. And that way, when it's summertime, I can experience the prosper of my actions. I feel like I've said this exact sentence before, but like that's the truth. Yes, I'm giving myself time and I'm being gentle with myself in the winter and I'm being slow with myself. But at the same time, I'm inside a lot more. I have the ability to do work and to pursue different projects and get myself ahead on things that I wouldn't have really had the time for otherwise. Because it's so icky outside, I want to stay inside. And that way, I don't feel guilty about not being outside. Like if it's in the summer and it's a beautiful day outside, I'm like, oh my gosh, I should be in the pool right now. Like I do not want to be doing work. So the fact that it's winter, I feel less guilty about spending time inside, just cozy, like in my house. So I really use it as a chance for me to like get myself ahead. I actually am excited about January, February, and March, especially after the holidays. I really see those months as the time for me to be like in my grind. I did this last year as well, honestly. I think last year I was a little thrown off because I actually did a full room transformation of my bedroom and then of this office room. Like I transformed it into my office right in January. So January was like a little bit, it wasn't as, I guess, like grind time. It was more like I'm doing huge renovations in my house. But now that these rooms are all good and set up, I'm just going to be able to get right into what I want to do in January. For me, I'm thinking all about like productivity things. I'm going to be making lots of productivity content in January as well to get you motivated and keep you up and feeling in a good mood. But overall, I'm going to frame it this way, and I want you to frame this winter time as a time for you to be intentional, for you to be reflective, be very in touch with yourself, take the time to journal and meditate and just live slowly and intentionally and grind. Like do your inner work, do the things you need to do, and then have free time, have relaxing time. Like I love spending my winter days doing some work on my computer, but then getting cozy like every single night. My family and I have been literally watching a cute little Christmas movie on the couch together with all the Christmas lights on. The other night, my mom and I had like a cup of tea and we had these little like pumpkin cinnamon loaf and we were just eating those and drinking our tea and watching a movie. So I love having that balance. Like I'm having a great balance of fun things and also productive things. And I think that that's the best way to do it in winter to make sure that you feel balanced and not overworked or like you're not working enough. I also think that winter, like it's a great time to just connect with people, to spend time with your family, to spend time with your significant others, maybe your friends, like just have human connection. It's so important. If you can prioritize those things and keep your goals at the forefront of your mind and your aspirations and just get really excited about all of the things you're going to accomplish and all of the things you're going to do and all the things you can't wait to do in the new year, that's what really keeps me going. And I think that that's going to be helpful for you as well. I think that's where we're going to wrap things up today. I know this was a little bit of a different episode, but I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you would like to see from me, which episodes you would like to hear next. Have an amazing day and I will talk to you soon. Bye guys.